everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. It is Memorial Day, and we are going to have a hell of an episode for you all. I know I'm very excited for this episode. Mike, I know, is also very excited for this episode. Mike, how are you? How are things? I want to preface by saying something real quick before you stop in, Mike.
Go for it.
April is dead asleep in my bed. It is Memorial Day. We went to a family function and it kicked our ass. But we're ready to rock and roll. I'm ready to have a great episode. Mike, yet again, as I already said once, how are you? How are things?
You're asking me again, how are things? Well, I am doing just peachy, man. And I feel like I have to start off the episode with this simple audio recording that I picked up. So
okay.
Are you ready for the whole podcast to be Matt's drunk thoughts?
Yeah. Pretty much. That's where I'm at. It was a great Memorial Day weekend. Great Monday.
Is it hot in here or is it just me?
It's a little warm. I'm not gonna lie.
A little bit.
It's a little warm. Yeah.
Did you put your air conditioner in yet?
I don't have an air conditioner. I have a fan. I have air conditioning in my room. It comes in. No, we're all set. We're ready to have a great summer. And yeah, I'm just high on life right now.
Let's say you start a podcast or you're running your own side hustle and have a bunch of links that you want your audience to know about. As a podcast, Matt and I have all of our social media, all of our podcast links, and other important things. Make it easier for your followers to find your important links, social media, and latest content by having it all in one page with solo.to. I'll be honest, I have used similar websites like this, but nothing compares to solo.to. All of your links are clean and easy to navigate. Have an upcoming video? It's really easy to make those changes. Plus, solo.to has opportunities to upgrade to include more customization, advanced analytics, and so much more. Solo.to is giving us a special opportunity for you to get 10% off if you create an account and upgrade. Be sure to go to solo.to/funnybusiness to create your account today.
We're drunk on life, not high on life. We don't do that other thing.
Right. No, we're not drunk, guys.
I'm doing fabulous. I had a fantastic weekend. Obviously, Matt, it kind of extended into you had a little bit of an extensive weekend because you had to celebrate Monday, whereas travel time for Jenna and I, we had to figure out how the heck we were going to accomplish Memorial Day weekend. We ended up going up, I think I mentioned last week, we ended up going up to see my brother Phil, and of course my family too, because why not see the family? So we went up to see the family. We got some really nice pictures that it took of the fam, the three of us. We went riding. We went to go see my Uncle Butch and Aunt Joanne. Uncle Butch is a 2 Purple Heart combat wounded veteran from the Vietnam War. So I don't want to say it was very fitting for the weekend because it's Memorial Day, you obviously have to reflect on those who sacrificed, but it obviously is not for those who are still living or those who are currently serving. I feel like I have to say this every year, but there is a difference between Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and Armistice Day. So just making sure that everybody is clear and cut with that. But yeah, I'm peachy keen, man. I'm glad that I'm able to do the podcast with you, attempting to do the podcast with you, but here we are.
Listen, I'm just glad I'm still alive. We'll get to that later in the episode. But yeah, what a weekend.
Yes.
I don't know what else to say.
I actually have a few stories that I have to share with you. I don't know if I shared this with you, but this happened this past week that I feel like I want to share with you.
Okay, go for it.
So I know we discussed briefly that I was looking into a stationary bike for my apartment.
Yes, briefly. Yep.
Yes. So I found this on Facebook Marketplace, the number one gold mine for anything that, I don't want to say you want cheap, but you want something that's affordable, but yet still in good condition. So just so happened that I checked at Facebook Marketplace and it turns out there was a Schwinn Not sponsored, but hey, I'm starting to bike, so sponsor us. Schwinn bike that was for $50. And I'm like, you know what? It's in my area. I'll go see it. And Matt, I don't know if I told you the extent of this story, but so I messaged the guy and was like back and forth. And I'm like, can I pick it up today? And they're like, sure. So it was Wednesday of that week. I think it was Wednesday of that week. So got excited, was ready to go see him. And like, Matt, have you ever done Facebook marketplaces at all?
No. Once in a while, we used to post something on Facebook Marketplace. We didn't get any hits on it. So I never made a sale or met up with anybody or anything like that.
Gotcha. So obviously it's Facebook. I don't know what's worse, Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace as far as the difference.
That's a toss up.
So decided to go, and I'm like, all right, this guy seems really nice. I then park. I'm at the front of his door, apparent door, because he's like, oh, I'm in front of this truck. And I'm like, okay, cool. I then get out of the car. I text him. I'm here. Facebook message him. I'm here. Comes out the front door. The man is wearing a sweatshirt and sweatpants.
Oh, no.
The sweatshirt and sweatpants have the logo of my brother's travel baseball team.
Oh, no shit.
So, wait a minute. So I'm like smiling because I'm like, all right, this is going to be less awkward now. I have something to connect this individual with on a good note. This isn't anything that talking behind him. It just so happens that it was.
Yep.
And I asked him, so how do you know about this travel baseball team? He goes, well, my son used to play on it. I said, that's really cool. I said, why doesn't he play? Because I don't want to assume their senior year, they don't travel. Like they're already transitioning into college and whatnot. So he was sharing about what his son was transitioning to going to college. And he shared with me that he's still playing. It's in his senior year. He's playing at XYZ High School. And I said, oh, that's funny. My brother is playing against XYZ High School tomorrow for a district playoff game. He goes, no wonder why your last name looked familiar. Is your brother Trent?
No way.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
And he's like, oh, he knows how to hit. I'm like, yeah. I said, not really, because I was joking with him that no, he doesn't know how to hit. So that way they can throw him a lob city into the middle of the plate.
He's a little, yeah.
So I promised him that the next day that I would root for his son, but I'd root for Trent's baseball team. And then he would do likewise. He would root for Trent, and then he would root for his own baseball team. So
that's fair.
So I managed to get a stationary bike. I'm very excited. It has fitted okay in my apartment. It has been so nice to be on the bike every day. That obviously I'm in my house, so I can at least guarantee if Jenna is coming up, I can at least guarantee being on the bike Monday through Friday, if not Tuesday through Thursday. But I decided to get on the bike today because I had nothing else better to do during the weekend, Memorial Day weekend. So it's been nice. It's got a fan. It's worked nice. Matt's hitting his microphone.
It's all good.
But yeah, so it's just been so fun. Just biking. I've been reading more because every time I'm on the bike, I can read a book. I listen to some banger music. I've been using my AirPods the most out of all the time I've purchased them, and God knows how many years I've had them now. So it's been quite peachy keen.
That's good. I mean, listen, the AirPods is the best thing about it because you can just plug them in. You don't have to worry about cords getting messed up in the way of you riding the bike. You can just put them in your ear and you're good to go for the rest of the day. That's literally the best thing that you can hope for.
That's some lovely descriptive journalistic audio podcasting you got there, my friend.
Listen, that's all I got right now.
What did you do this weekend, pal?
I had to work this weekend. I had a hell of a time at work. I had a really good weekend at work. My 50-50 sale was really good. I had a cap raffle on Sunday that went really well, so I was very pleased. And then after the game on Sunday this past weekend, we're like, you know what? We had a good week. Let's go out to the bar.
That's nice.
So we go out to this new place in Allentown that's supposed to be popping. We get there at 11:40, and they already had last call.
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't great. Is April snoring right now?
I can't hear it.
Yeah, she is. Okay, good.
Why is she sleeping in your bed, Matthew?
I'm not answering that question. So we get there at like 11:40, and the place goes at 12. Like, we already had last call. So luckily, one of my work buddies was like, "Listen, could we just get one beer?" So they let us get a beer.
That's
We had
nice.
a beer. Then we're like, "Okay, let's go to this other place in Bethlehem. It's like 10 minutes away. It says it's open until 2 a.m." We're like, "All right, fine." It's like
Okay.
12. I'm like a minute and a half away from the place. I get a call from my coworker. Bar is closed.
Ugh.
Like, well, we're 5 minutes from the casino. Like, let's just go there. So we ended a long work week with a trip to the casino. I did not gamble at all. We just went to drink, have a good time, have a relaxing time. So it was good. Work was good. It was action packed. It was crazy, but we got through it. It was all good. I do have one work story that I will save for later in the episode. But it was just nice to kind of, after Sunday, to just kind of chill. Obviously we had off Memorial Day. I actually took off the next day as well.
Nice.
I have our company's Phillies tickets for the next day, for Tuesday this week. So looking forward to that. And it was just nice to kind of have a good work weekend, a packed house, and we were just able to have a good weekend. And it was kind of nice.
Do you think, Matt, people are tired of hearing our Anchor ad?
Yeah, probably. But let's be honest, if it wasn't for Anchor, we would not be doing a podcast.
You're right, Matt. Once again, we have to thank Anchor for helping us continue to make each episode. Y'all know how it works. Anchor is free. It's easy to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, and distributes your podcast to platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and more.
And you all know that you can make money too, even with the first couple episodes that you start with.
So why haven't you started your own podcast yet? Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app today, or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's anchor.fm.
So, Mike, when do you think we'll stop talking about Anchor?
Oh man, Matt. You know what? To be completely honest, I think we'll be talking about this for a long time.
I'm totally editing this podcast the next day because I'm literally sitting here being like, oh God, I have to put this podcast together on top of everything.
I don't know if I'm saying English right now. I don't know what's happening. I don't even know.
So we have to let you all in on I don't want to say a little secret, but a little pre-pod. We were both saying this show could either send us off or it could totally kill the show. So we'll see what happens.
Tune in to find out. I don't know.
Matt, I know last week we were talking about Obi-Wan, Stranger Things.
Yep.
What's your update?
Work was so busy and I got home so late, I'd have not started either or.
At the time of this recording, obviously.
Right, at the time of this recording. I'm hoping to start Stranger Things soon. I think I've decided I want to watch that first before Obi-Wan. I haven't made a full decision on it yet. Hopefully tonight, as of this recording, I'm able to watch an episode. And then, because I already stated I'm in a pickle because the Peaky Blinders,
The Peaky Blinders.
the Peaky Blinders, they start in a couple weeks, and yeah. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. That's so. I gotta watch Stranger Things and Obi-Wan before that. Luckily, Peaky Blinders is usually the Peaky Blinders. They're usually 6 episodes per season. So hopefully that works out well. But I'm excited for Stranger Things. I'm excited for Obi-Wan. I'm excited for Peaky Blinders. Yeah. Sure.
So I watched Obi-Wan on Friday.
So don't spoil anything.
I know.
On a scale of like 1 to 5, how good is it?
1 being the worst, 5 being the best.
Correct.
Episode 1, 3.5.
Okay.
Okay, so it's in parts. Part 1, 3.5. Part 2, 4.5.
Okay. See, the 3.5 made me nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I will spoil a little bit of it,
Please don't.
but like of this stuff, so it's not technically a spoiler. You got hit with a nostalgia trip because people who don't know Obi-Wan, they actually recapped how Obi-Wan became Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
So I got hit with the nostalgia, like hardcore got hit with the nostalgia. I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, I remember watching this as a kid. I remember watching this as an adult. Like, I know quoting with Matt, like all these things. And that's what got me the most. Obviously, they had to establish a story. Story was kind of slow. But then episode 2 kind of got going. And then the end literally set up for episode 3. I hate that they called it parts, but the next show that happens after part 2, I know it's so weird.
Yeah.
Something's gonna be set up. Like it's exciting.
No, I'm very excited to start it. April snoring is just throwing me off. I'm not gonna lie.
Please do not deter
great.
from my 3.5 with part 1. I think, granted,
That's what threw me off.
Right. Anything episode 1s or pilot episodes, like those, obviously, I think they are slow because they need to entertain the fans who have been so ready for this show, and then also welcome the new fans and bring them in together. So like they didn't want to get too far into the lore, but they obviously had to figure out that balance. And I think they did well. But I'm excited because I think they air Wednesdays now instead of Fridays. I'm not 100% sure, but you did hear why Obi-Wan was actually pushed farther into its date, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I remember hearing it. I don't remember. The exact reasons.
They released it the same day that episode 4, A New Hope, was released.
Got it. That makes sense.
So
Okay.
it's all the memes and all that. But Matt,
Yeah.
I've actually been into a new show lately.
Oh.
I'm so happy. That was my, like, literally Matt was like, I think I'm ready. And I'm like, hang on, I'm finishing up a show. It is on Apple TV Plus.
Oh.
It's The Morning Show. It's with Jennifer Aniston,
Right. Yep.
Steve Carell. It really discovers shall I say, the awful side of corporate America, but more specifically on the news side of things.
Yeah.
And Reese Witherspoon's in it too. I forgot. Oh my gosh, I can't forget Reese Witherspoon. And I was sharing with Jenna, like, just having both Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston, the two main characters of the show, like, that's going to be like a pop in the show. Like, there's not one character. It is two characters that are leading in the show that are going forth and doing it. But I've actually fallen in love with possibly one of my new favorite actors.
Oh.
His name's Billy Crudup.
Oh. Never heard of him.
I tried finding references. He's been in like Alien and all that. Kind of reminds me of a younger but better Matthew McConaughey.
Bold choice.
Just I know, like, if I had to pick between him and Matthew McConaughey, I would totally pick Billy. Yeah, I know he's well into his career, but like, this man definitely was picked apart as far as somebody wanting to be a part of corporate America, wanting to take control of the whole entire universe.
Damn. That's a bold choice.
Yeah. It's been really interesting to watch him, and it's been really interesting to see him develop as a character. I just finished episode 10, which I'm assuming is the end of the first season. But there's 2 seasons, so I'll be possibly watching season 2, episode 1 as soon as we get done with the recording, because it left you on such a cliffhanger. Oh my goodness.
I thought it was just like a news show.
So it is, but it's the daily workings of the news. Like,
Got it.
What happens before, what happens during, what happens after, and then what happens on the weekends. It really attached to me because obviously I was in news at one point.
Mhm.
And you saw kind of the culture that was developed. For those who are interested in watching and need kind of like, I don't want to say a synopsis, but a little bit of a teaser. The morning show, which if you pay attention, the colors look a little bit familiar. Not saying it's relevant to the show that is in real life. But it literally hits you with a show that one of the co-anchors was fired because of sexual misconduct. And then they're trying to build the pieces up all together, all the while trying to kind of weed out everybody who was a part of that sexual misconduct. Because although the one person was fired, there was definitely other people in the collusion with this co-host. And the co-host is actually Steve Carell that gets fired. So
Okay.
I've been enjoying it. I think I just started watching it on Friday. So I just finished it. But I've been really, really enjoying it. So it's funny how you're saying, oh, I know about Stranger Things or Obi-Wan. And then I'm literally just jumping into watching this new show.
Something a new one. Yeah, I've been wanting to like watch a new show. I just haven't had the time or effort to actually like dive into a new one. So that's why I'm kind of excited that I have 2 shows I can actually watch, because I know I'm invested in them and I will like them, and I am looking forward to seeing how they progress. But I'll have to give the morning show a try.
You have Apple TV Plus?
No,
I'll give it to you. You could probably find it somewhere on a free subscription somewhere.
I probably could. I'm not super worried about it.
Literally anything you buy off of Apple, it's like, oh yeah, like you have a free year of Apple TV Plus, and then you could watch Ted Lasso, you could watch The Morning Show, you could go from there.
Ted Lasso I would like to watch. I've heard it's very good.
Dude, I was right there. I was right there in that show. Like,
Yeah.
right in it. Like, I know you don't like soccer, but like for somebody who played soccer and just know the emotions that go through as you go through it, it hit my heart so hard. And then I always say to everybody, the soundtrack, there's one particular song that matched up with me playing soccer, and I was in tears one night watching an episode.
I would totally start it. Like, I'm not a big soccer guy, but I've heard it's so good that I would absolutely give it a try.
I don't think it's too invested within the actual sport itself. It's more invested into Ted Lasso himself and just his character development, and then the character development of other soccer players. So yeah, and then also found out too that The Mandalorian season 3 is coming out January 2023, and like,
Huge.
hell yeah,
Absolute best news of the week.
Oh, couldn't wait for it. So, but yeah, that was kind of my weekend. Did you have anything new to bring to me, Matt?
No, I
Okay, good.
think what I have new is just kicking off the next segment that we have.
Go for
If
it.
you're ready to go.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, let's just dive into it. Let's get into a little down in the dumps. Not that this is a down in the dumps, but it's also a funny story.
Okay.
So,
You're
you
kicking
see
it
anything
off
on my
right here.
elbow? Like right around here?
I don't care what you did to your elbow.
No, well, that's rude. So I got some battle scars from this past weekend.
Okay.
A little cuts on my elbow, some cuts on my knee. If you can see down here.
What the hell did you do?
Well, so April and I work at the same stadium.
Uh-huh.
Is she awake?
What the hell did she push you down
She's
for?
not awake. No. So
You really can't see her at all.
I know.
Which is
That's what
great.
makes it even better. Yeah. So we were at work, and it was Sunday this past week. Last day of the homestand. Vibes were high. Everybody was actually feeling
Immaculate.
pretty good. It was a good occasion. A hiccup.
Oh God.
So we're out back. We're doing something for the game, for after the game.
Right.
And she goes, "Hey, I'm going to drive the UTV, which is like an ATV, like 4-wheeler kind of thing, right? I'm going to drive it back to the promo room near the mascots so they can take it out after, for the pregame." Like, sure, I'll ride it back with you. So
This
we
is one
hop
of your
in.
theme nights.
No, this was just
Okay.
a regular. We have an ATV the mascots use for every game.
Because I saw her on an Instagram story of your team, and I'm like, oh, it is. Anyway.
So the mascots use that, right?
Okay.
So we get in, and I sit down, and I sit down on a trash bag. So it was raining the night before, so they put a trash bag on the seats so the seats wouldn't get wet. That's fine.
Fine.
So she comes out of the grounds area, she makes a left-hand turn, and I start to slide.
No.
And I slid completely out of the ATV as it was moving, and I tumbled on the concrete on the pavement, and I just ate shit. I ate complete shit. I cut my elbow up here. I cut my knee. I have brush burns on both sides. So as she made the left-hand turn, it was not her fault. Like it was just that I was sitting on trash bags and I just slid right off them because they're trash bags. So as she's making the left-hand turn, I start to slide. I try to grab the handle. It's too late. So at this point in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try to jump out of the UTV and I'm going to try to stick my landing. And I stick it. I jump out and I'm like this. I'm falling. And I did a complete somersault. A complete somersault
roll
into the concrete, onto the pavement. I ate complete shit. And I am paying for it now. I got scrapes on my elbows. I got scrapes on my knees. Like I said, ow, I just hit my elbow. Son of a bitch, that hurt.
I don't care that you hit your elbow.
Yeah. Brush burns on both my sides. So it wasn't the best time. But it's something that I can look on and laugh now because it's not the end of the world. However, at the time I was bleeding, my knee was bleeding, my elbow was bleeding. I did have to get bandaged up right afterwards and later on in that night. But I'm okay. I'm happy to report that I am alive. And yeah, that was pretty much the worst thing that happened to me this weekend. So it was entertaining for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wow.
And then I had to tell everybody, I walked into my office and my two office mates, I was like, you're not going to believe what just happened to me. And I start to tell a story and my one coworker was like, oh, let me guess, you fell out of the ATV. And I was like, yeah, I did. He's like, wait, what? And like I had to tell the whole story. So it was a fun story. Looking back on it, like I'm not super injured. I just have a few cuts, a few bruises. It is what it is. So I'm able to laugh about it, and that's the important part. However, wasn't the best way to start the last game of the homestand.
Yeah. You live and you learn.
Right. And that's what I'm going to take from it.
Do you get workman's comp from that?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
I have a similar, I had some things written down, but you brought up the UTV. I kind of want to bring up my golf cart story.
Go for it.
Have I ever shared with you this golf cart story?
I don't think so.
All right. It just happened to me a couple weeks before graduation. I'm ready to share it, and I'm ready to call out the person. I mean, I can't really call him out because I don't know his real name, but I'll find out someday. And if I see him, I'm going to call him out. So anyway, I was last minute, had to take grad photos. Was for an individual, a friend that I've known since this individual has come into college. Actually ended up being last minute because the people who were taking her photos originally ditched her. So I was like, yeah, I said, I'll do it. Like, whatever, sounds good. And I thought to myself, you know what? Because this was so last minute, I'm going to get the golf cart. I'm going to get a golf cart. I know where to, I don't want to say rent a golf cart, but I know where to get a golf cart from. Make contact with the person who has the golf cart. They said, sure. So they pulled it out. It was all ready. Dude, it was amazing. I literally was zipping through campus, was like, like going through, pick the person up. They go, why do you have a golf cart? I'm like, do you want to walk around in heels? And she's like, no. I was like, okay, so let's go. So we're zipping down. We go to basically the entrance of campus, which is a particular spot that individuals like getting their picture taking. So we took a few photos there, and then we ended up driving up to basically the main building of campus. Matt knows what I'm talking about, but obviously to keep the anonymity. So we start walking in the grass, and then I saw the campus shuttle get in my way of the photo first. I'm like, okay, you're being annoying. Then I start to realize that the campus shuttle is going down the wrong way.
Oh.
And then turns around at that fork of campus where my golf cart is parked. And he parks, he gets out, and I'm like still doing my business. I'm taking photos of the student. And you see the campus safety officer, he's standing next to my golf cart, and he has a radio up to his mouth. And Peyton looks over, the student looks over, and he goes, it looks like campus safety's over there. And I'm like, huh. So he waves me over. And I've met this campus safety officer before. I found out that he is a retired New York State cop. He's played beer league before. So I've known him well. I've introduced myself. I said my name. And this is the same individual who's standing at my golf cart. So I said, and what do I owe the pleasure to? And I shake his hand and I said, I think I met you before. I met you at a softball game. He goes, no, you didn't. I'm like, did I? And he goes, yeah, you did. And he goes, is this yours? I'm like, yes. And he's like, what's your title? He's like, you work here? I said, yes. He's like, what's your title? So I shared my title, and he's radioing, 52 to base. And he's like, what's your title again? I'm like, I'm this. He's like, so you work for us? I'm like, why would I share what I work for if I don't belong here on campus? And he goes, well, somebody was complaining that somebody was riding around a golf cart. And I'm like, well, I said, I work here. I said, I'm doing my best. I'm doing it safely. I'm riding the roads. I'm not doing anything stupid. So then the shooting gets done. The photo shooting gets done. And then I go back to my office. And it's funny. The custodian is right outside my office. And she goes, so I heard that you were, zipping around the golf cart, because she had the radio with her. And I'm like, yeah. I said, that was me. And she goes, well, once you said this photographer from alumni, I knew it was you. And I said, Roxanne, I said, I'd love to know. I said, did you hear over the radio who was complaining that I was riding around the golf cart? Matt, it was the shuttle van driver.
Oh,
Same person who pulled me over and was questioning what I was doing.
Oh, no.
So the next time I see him, I'm going to have a word with him as to he was not having anything better to do than to just complain that I was riding around a golf cart.
Correct. As you should.
Yes. Oh, I'm calling him out. Next time I see him, I'll be like, dude, I don't understand. Like, is there something you need to do more? Because it sounds like you have nothing better else to do than to complain.
Which... maybe he doesn't have anything else better than it.
He doesn't.
Right. Yeah, that's a great story. It's complete bullshit.
So, but my down in the dumps, is that your only down in the dumps?
Yeah, that was my only one.
So I have two. So much for being prepared. Trent lost his game that I was mentioning earlier in the podcast.
Was it his fault?
No, they were just a really good team, man.
No.
They were just...
You can say if it was his fault. It's
no,
okay.
he did well. I was texting you. He had an almost dinger. He had a double.
Yep. Gotta eat some more spinach.
Yeah. Wind was awful, to be honest. But the bad news was they lost. But the good news is we had the dinner for the first time in God knows how many months, with me, my brother Phil, and then Trent, and then my parents. So that was really, really nice. But then the other thing too, man, this past weekend when I was traveling up with Jenna, my stomach was having the time of its life.
Oh no.
As we were driving up
Oh no.
to my parents' house. Holy shit. This was the stomach feeling that I thought you were supposed to be feeling when you just had our campus dining hall food. Like, this was the stomach feeling that I thought we were having. I thought that I had to toot a little, and then once I tried, I'll be honest, a little bit came out. I think I sharted a little bit, which is okay.
Oh no. Hey, let it out. It's all good.
No, don't let it out because it's gonna be a mess in the car.
Well, I mean, vent it out.
And then, like, because God, Matt, you know how much Charlie loves to see me as soon as I get to the house. And like, I get out of the car, I'm like, I gotta go. And, like, I started running into the bathroom. Mom said hi, and as soon as she said hi, I shut the bathroom door. I think I made the visit in the next 3 hours after the initial visit. Like, I think I went like 4 times to the bathroom after that.
Hey, it happens. It's okay. Listen, don't be ashamed. It happens.
I'm not ashamed.
No,
I wouldn't be bringing it up on the podcast if I was not ashamed.
You shouldn't be. It happens.
But I walked out and I'm like sitting there. I'm like, I don't feel good. And Jenna's like, are you sure? I'm like, Jenna, I said, my stomach would not feel this bad. And who knows? It could be a good omen to the fact that I'm actually eating healthier now. And I'll be honest, Friday night, I had some frozen chicken tenders with some buffalo sauce. And I think my body rejected it for the first time.
That's
I think
okay.
That's a possibility because that was the only weird thing I had.
Yeah.
That was kind of off kilter in my diet. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, listen, if that's the reason why my stomach is all haywire, totally okay. I'm fine with it.
Listen, it happens. I mean, if you're eating healthier, that's the only thing that matters. And if you're able to listen, everybody thinks they sharts once in a while. It happens. Like, no one can deny it.
I had to wash my shorts on top of that too.
It happens.
Yeah.
Like, don't be ashamed. It happens to everybody. That's part of life. And if you can't handle it, suck it up because it happens.
It happens to the best of us.
It absolutely does. Yeah.
Matt, let me remind you, this is your side of the house. So
Good. So I have one more segment for you all. It is everybody's favorite. We're all ready for it. I got a great one. It's going to be a great discussion. It is time for a Take It. I'm not gonna lie, April's snoring is really throwing me off.
I can't hear a bit of it.
Well,
so
that's fantastic because I can hear it in my headphones. So, Mike, this past weekend was Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
A great time to remember all those who served and had the ultimate sacrifice for our country. It's also a good time to get together with friends and family. Have some barbecues, have some brews.
Yes.
Have some hot dogs, have some hamburgers. But Mike, what is the best barbecue food?
Oh, the best barbecue food?
Like when you go to a barbecue, what's on your menu?
This is tough.
I think there's a few things we can throw out there. We can talk about a bunch of different foods.
Yeah.
Hot dogs have to be on the list.
Yes.
You have to have a good hot dog.
Yes.
What's your favorite hot dog?
Fiesta dog.
Great choice. I would say either a Fiesta dog or a Nathan's. Nathan's hot dog slap.
Yep.
Okay.
Fiesta just brings a little spice of life to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, it's a great touch.
I think the second thing we can include, burgers.
What kind of cheese on your burger?
cheddar,
Okay.
like the good old fashioned yellow, like pure yellow. I mean, I'm okay with American, like, because, you know, that's like basically the thing you should get on a burger. But like, I think the fact that you can build your own, like, the best thing about a burger at a grill is they can literally bring out all the stuff that you need for your burger. Like, not everybody needs the same burger. Like, you can add tomatoes, you can add lettuce, you can add bacon, you can add cheese, you could double up, you could get a double cheeseburger, you could get ketchup, mustard. It brings the people together.
Yep.
Per each burger.
How do you feel about lettuce on your burger?
Depends.
I don't love it. Don't love it.
It depends if it's brought out to me. Like, if I'm at a restaurant and like the lettuce is brought out to me, I'm not like, ugh, I don't like the lettuce. Like, I'll eat the lettuce.
I'm a big provolone guy. Love provolone on a burger. Fantastic. Love good bacon on the burger. But yeah, a burger at a cookout plays every time. Sauces, peppers, I feel like you have to be in the mood for.
Yeah.
But also very good. Even side dishes are important for a good barbecue.
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is great. Macaroni salad.
Oh.
Now, I will say, not a big fan of potato salad.
Okay.
Macaroni salad, I can mess with.
I can throw these hands.
I can mess with macaroni salad. I like macaroni salad once in a while. Mac and cheese is obviously, that plays for every occasion. Yep. Now, let me throw this one at you.
Go for it.
I've recently started to eat this. Baked beans.
I know. I have yet to hop in there. I did have an opportunity this past weekend to have baked beans. They had bacon in it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I have yet to make the leap.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I used to not eat baked beans for a long time. They slap. Like, baked beans are good. Like, if you have enough like flavoring and bacon and like barbecue sauce on them, you don't even know you're eating beans. Like, it is that good.
I'm adding another one. I'll have to give your family credit for this one.
Okay.
Pulled pork.
Yeah. Always plays at a good barbecue. Yeah.
Especially with the different sauces that you can use.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah. No, pulled pork is always a good option. We're just throwing random foods out at this point, and I'm okay with it. How about ribs? I'm not a big ribs guy.
Ribs is for the occasion.
I agree. Like, it's not an everyday barbecue. It's not like a Memorial Day or like 4th of July barbecue food.
Right.
I feel like you have to be in the mood for ribs. But I don't hate them. No. I've also never had a rib that was like, oh my God, I have to have that again.
They're messy too. Granted, you're gonna need a lot of napkins. I shouldn't say they're messy. You need a lot of napkins when you eat ribs.
Yeah, and I think you need to go into ribs with that mindset.
Did you ever have shrimp on the bobby?
Yeah, I'm a big kebab guy. Like shrimp kebabs, chicken kebabs, steak kebabs. Throw a little pepper and onion on there. What do you have in your hand?
No, I was like, did I ever tell you about how my dad likes to grill?
No, I don't think so.
Dad grills based on the number of beers he's having.
Okay. So?
Obviously, this is going to be very wrong math-wise, but like if he's grilling burgers, he needs to have 2 Miller Lights in order for it to be grilled well done, or like medium rare.
Okay.
Like, he times his grilling based on the amount of beers he has in that sitting out there.
That's a smart move. That's a veteran move. I like it. I respect it. I respect it.
I'm trying to think what else. Kibasi. I know I didn't have that this past weekend, but
so there's a place up in Shenandoah that we get kibasi from, and we usually get it for Easter. So my mom went up there, and just today on Memorial Day, we went to my aunt and uncle's house, and we grilled these. Nope. We grilled kibasi bombs.
Oh.
Which was basically cut up kibasi with bacon wrapped around it.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. I love kibasi. Like, I could eat kibasi 3 times a week. That's how much I love it.
I love chicken sausage. I know it's totally different, but like it's in the same family, I should say.
Yep. Chicken sausage slaps. We usually get this local farmers market. We get this like apricot jalapeno chicken sausage. I think you've had it before.
I have.
Oh, it is.
I gotta get down to your parents one weekend sometime.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Have a little cookout.
Little grill. Sit in the hot tub.
Absolutely.
The blow-up hot tub.
We just got a new hot tub.
I know.
Just got a new one.
Oh man, what's another grill thing? I feel like I'm missing something.
Sometimes we do like my mom will cut up potatoes and onions and put them in tin foil, put them on the grill.
That slaps.
To die for.
That slaps.
Yep.
That definitely slaps.
What about steaming some clams?
Yeah, I have yet to jump into that yet.
No, I'm a big clam guy, or mussels.
Yeah, definitely grill. I hope to do eventually when I have a grill with me.
No, I'm very excited to learn how to grill.
I feel like
I already know like pretty much the basics of it. But I'm very excited to like master it as a future dad, hopefully one day.
Oh,
I feel like we need to know how to grill.
I feel like we need hats. Future dad when we're grilling.
Absolutely.
I actually went a couple weeks ago for Mother's Day with my dad. We actually got new grill grates. Like I never knew that was a thing. So I'm glad to know that. Not like the grates, like the thing where the food sits on, but like the thing that I don't want to say controls the heat, but like controls the heat and where it goes. So that was fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Corn. That's a nice muncher.
Yeah, I can take it or leave it.
You ever done breakfast on the grill?
No, we don't really have like a Blackstone or anything. So it's kind of hard.
I feel like that would be fun.
I agree. I've seen TikToks of it. It looks good. Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm all juiced out with all the stuff for grilling. Barbecue, I should say.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, barbecue food is like the best food you can have.
Yeah. And you know, it's obviously good to have a good time with everybody on the grill. You know, it's an amazing conversation when you have all the dads around surrounded by the grill and you're covering it up and then you're holding the beer it's very photogenic. But yeah, I think grilling is good for any occasion. Just as long as you know what you're doing and you can do it, by all means.
Also, grilled food tastes like 20 times better than it is like baked. Like grilled chicken over baked chicken every day of the week.
Amen. That's absolutely. Yep. Abso-freaking-lutely. Wow, that didn't seem too contentious.
I don't think so.
Just
Not
guys being
it.
dudes.
Just guys being dudes talking about grilling.
I was actually talking, it was funny, before we left to go to a party, my dad and I were talking about inspection stickers for cars. And Jenna comes out and I'm like, we're just being dudes. We're talking about cars. And she goes, oh, well, Phil and I were talking about fashion.
You gotta have a little balance of both.
Gotta have a little balance of both. But I'm glad that he's home and I'm glad that he's enjoying himself at back at my parents. But yeah, we didn't grill ourselves, but definitely when we were at that party for my Uncle Butch and Aunt Joanne, we had some grilling going on. So it was fun. It was a good time. So
absolutely.
But yeah, I think that's quite the consensus for our take it for grilling. Barbecue.
Barbecue food is the best.
Barbecue is the best. And speaking of the best, This is probably the best we've done in concluding an episode where we haven't been 100%, which is totally okay. I'm just kidding. We've always been 100%. But again, that concludes our episode of Funny Business Podcast. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. If you're a first-time listener, I am so sorry. This is your first episode you're listening to.
Yeah.
We tend to be a little bit more organized, but whatever. Make sure you subscribe because next coming weeks you'll be okay. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, rate us 5 stars if you can on the platform. And then we tend to post some content, a little recap from our previous episodes. If you haven't already, you can find all of that at solo.to/funnybusiness. Mr. Matthew.
Yeah.
Do you remember providing or bringing advice to this show for the good people of the funny business world?
Absolutely, I do. A little bit of a serious take. We don't have to get too much into detail with this. Let's just stop killing each other. Let's stop shooting each other. And if you need like mental health check, just like go get some help. Like, it's okay if you need help. Obviously, we all know the school shooting that happened this past week, and just kind of tired of seeing this happen over and over again. So if you are in a place that you feel like you need help, just go seek help. And let's try to get better as a country together.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
it's actually very cost effective too. Like getting mental help too.
So I got to visit like a children's hospital this past weekend for work, and it was just really eye opening to see like how many kids there are in need of like mental health. And you're never too old to seek help for your mental health.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you need it, just go seek it out. It's not a bad thing. Everybody needs help once in a while, whether, what certain degree, the professionals will help you with that. So just if you feel like you're in a bad place, just talk to someone about it. And if you feel like you need professional help, just seek it out because it's not a bad thing.
Amen. Yeah. It's no one is ever weak. For that. Could totally do that.
Yeah.
So, Matt, it's been a pleasure.
Yep.
As always. Can't believe we did it.
Neither can I.
Thank you all so much for listening. And until the next time, we'll see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.